Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the art review series. And today we'll be checking out the work of Drawing Edda. That's their name, Drawing Edda. Now, I found this artist recently on the Instagram sort of recommendations and stuff. Now, they do a lot of ink sketches or drawings traditionally done. And what's cool is you do see a lot of their, like, they'll post the final image on their main tab here, but they'll post the videos on the Reels section. Now, just a quick note, I think I have been ignoring the Reels section for previous artists just because I haven't noticed it, but I do have to pay more attention because obviously we want to see if it's available, the process of how they make their actual artwork. So we'll just go through a quick rundown in this like posts tab, and then we'll go to the videos. So basically, they do a lot of, again, black and white sketches, ink sketches. Traditionally, I do see the Pigma. Is it Pigma? Because I do have one of those pens. It's it's a Pigma something. I think that's the brand name. I know Sakura. Maybe Sakura is also the brand name. I'm not sure, but yeah. Now I know for the bigger brush pens, I think it's a Kuretake. And I do know the ink is refillable. I think it's this one. And they also, I've seen them use it like a Pentel brush pen too. I think it's also refillable. It's by Pentel. You can see it sort of the tag name there, or the brand name, Pentel something something Japan. And we'll see it in the videos. Well, they do essentially do the finer lines in the beginning actually, and then as like the final stage, they will add in these areas of deep sort of blacks, and they will do that with the brush pens. And I like that sort of contrast, the very thin lines done with some kind of multi-liner pen, and they do a lot of hatching with it, and then as again a contrast that lots and lots of brushy sort of impressionistic. Wait, it is impressionistic? Maybe not impressionistic, but it's just a lot bolder. And they know how to stop. For me, sometimes I overdo the blacks whenever I have like some kind of brush pen. So you do need to be a bit more careful, and just, I think it's, as a good rule of thumb, do less than you think is necessary, because you can always add more, but it's hard to remove strokes obviously once you put them down when you're doing traditional art. Yeah, that's pretty much like the general style ink, a combination of hatching with these black fill-ins. Who is this? Bernardo? I think it's a, I don't know. I'm trying to look for a name, but it looks like an actress. Bernardo? I don't know. And yeah. And I do think they, just based on the photos, I think they've learned to increase the contrast so that the white paper is just white, because for their other photos here, it's unfiltered, I think. So it's kind of hard to see the drawing. And I think it's way better when they do it this way, where they up the contrast, because you can definitely see more of the inks, and the white paper just pretty much disappears. And I like that look. Oh, I like this one. She's cute, kawaii. And for the faces, they go back and forth between like realistic kind of stuff and more anime type proportions. But I think for the most part, they do more like realistic faces. And you will see their faces, like the styles sometimes vary. For example, for these more anime styles, the faces are a bit more clean. But for some portraits, you do see a lot more hatching. Now this one is pretty sketchy, but yeah. And sometimes maybe they'll add in some pencil for the actual like face. Maybe they want to make it softer, so they'll use the pencil for to achieve those softer sort of tones. So they're using a Staedtler. Is that a Staedtler? I think it's a Staedtler pencil. I mean, look at how small it is at this point. And maybe a mechanical pencil. I'm not sure. Oh, it's also by Staedtler. a 0.5. The thing about 0.5s and 0.3s is sometimes they do often snap when I use them. For 0.7s and 0.9s, it just happens less to the point where I don't even assume they're gonna break. So let me just go to their real stab because that's where the magic happens. Let's look at this guy. So in their videos, I think they skip recording the part where they have to draw things in, because I think what happens, you will see it in some sketches, they will draw like a really rough sort of lay in, basically to lay out the facial features, and then they'll spend a little more time doing the hatching, and then once they're done with that, they will actually start recording this phase where they add in these big brush strokes. And I think it's because obviously sometimes time lapse can be annoying because it kind of takes the reality of it away because it's too fast. So it's nice to just sort of record something in real time, just a portion of it. And I think this is a good part because it's very sort of striking, and you will definitely see how it makes the sketch way better. Just seeing those black villains take shape. Wait, is this the real stab? Wait, what the fuck? Okay, anyway. So real stab here. Let me just, we'll try this. This looks like an actress. I have, hopefully there's a name here. Hard to say. But yeah, so do you see how there is like some pencil marks there? It's more of a lay-in to, you know, sort of contain the figure. But it's pretty rough. Although I do get why they'll skip the hatching phase, because you do have to be a lot more careful, and it's just, you're not going to be as fast when you do it. So I think when they're doing these brush, like these black sort of brush strokes here with the brush pen, I think it's done in real time. And they do some cuts, so obviously you want to see more of the actual stroke making instead of like the decision making that happens. Sometimes it takes a couple of seconds for you to sort of decide whether you want to put a stroke in, leave something out, or add something in, or skip something altogether, right? And I like the diversity of the brush pen, how you can go from a really thin to really thick, and you can also have that dry brush effect where if you just lift your brush pen a bit, the texture of the paper will show more. So I do like that. This one's cool too. Look at the way the hair is being rendered. Like most of the hatching has already been done for the beard, for the facial features, the ear, some parts of the hair, closer to the neck. But in the topper parts and the upper parts, that's where the deeper blacks come in. And I like how the fade out effect happens, where it's just where you see more of the texture showing. And I like what he's doing now. Pretty cool. I think it's a he. Who knows? Yeah, look at the strokes. You look at the dry marks being done. Oh, just dragging that black ink around. It's so freaking cool. And you can go like super fine in this area. Look at that. It just makes the image look a bit, not a bit, way or even better than it already is. But again, you have to be careful. You can't overdo it. Oh, another artist that likes using brush pens, or I just like the way they use like how they shade with it or draw with it. Well, obviously Kim Jong-gi, but in shading terms, Jay Lee, Jae space Lee. Now he does have a couple of styles, but I do like his more brush pen types of sketches. Wait, let me just have some coffee here. Oh, so good. Ooh. Anyway, oh, this one's pretty cute too. Wait, is that Taylor Swift? Over here? Who knows? Right? Very minimal lines for this one. There is some hatching, but it's very minimal. But adding those like black marks, just it's so pretty. I mean, you could make like turn this into scan it obviously, but turn it into a vector art, and you could put it in a shirt or something. And imagine pumping lots of these out. I mean, you'd be making some bank. It doesn't even have to be. It doesn't have to be like a shirt. You can just do posters and stuff like that, stickers, because it looks good. We can even like have it printed in like a canvas sort of thing, just because it looks really good. And you have some texture here coming from the paper itself. So yeah. Oh, this one's more anime. I think this one you don't really see much hatching lines. Well, you do see some, but I think they're just using the pocket brush pen for this one, the Pentel one. I don't see like fine liners being used. Maybe in some parts, but it's really like sparingly used. But as you can see, you can still see a little bit of that pencil rough sort of lines in the underneath. Um, and I think it's good to not be so tight with your rough sort of sketch, like in pencil, because you want me if you want to keep that sort of sketchy, the energetic vibe. Trying to solve everything in the beginning can be a bad thing as well. I mean, just lay things out in terms of proportions, but don't over plan everything. I know it's a bit different, for example, in say, comics, because I know there's like a penciler. They have pencilers, they have inkers, and because a lot of their pages are designed to be really like high quality, right? Like each page could be sort of its own like artwork. The standards are just different, right? But the thing is, when it's too finished, sometimes it takes a little away. It takes the energy of the piece away. So sometimes it's hard to move from page to page because of that. Because you're so stuck in like one page, just looking at every single detail. So we decide how you want to approach this, but um, I think to try things out, just try not being so detailed with the original rough lines, so that when you do ink, it like you have the opportunity to be a bit more playful and not be so attached to what you've drawn beforehand, and you develop confidence by approaching things this way. Oh, look at this! I love the facial sort of expression here, right? And the variety of like line weight, very thin lines in the face, the folding of the muscles, the eye bags a bit. And look at how the nose is, the brow, the eyes, and the nose. It's so like structured. Like it feels like it has volume. I like it. And just complementing that with the brush pen for these parts in like the beard, in the hair, and some shadows. It just looks really, really good. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think this is Catherine Bernardo. Anyone know who that is? Right? The face. No way. It can't be her. We have a Japanese girl here, I think. Kawaii. Um, Let me just go further down. I want to see like this one's more anime-ish or esque. Look at that. I love the hair too, very wavy. I'm glad they were able to capture that. I just being able to pick and choose. And just when you're doing using the brush pen, I think you have to have a bit of that skill to not be so attached, because whenever like things can go wrong pretty quickly. I know you have to be a bit more delicate with it, but as much as you can be delicate with it, you sort of have to allow it to sometimes go where it wants to go. Now, it's not as like unpredictable as say watercolor. You do have a lot more control with it, but I think you want to allow the brush pen to sort of work its magic a bit. Now, it sounds like I'm saying a bunch of gibberish, but if you see people draw with it or render with it, like it's sort of like they're in this like zone of, I don't know, like you're just letting the pen do its work, right? I guess you have to be a little bit more intuitive with it. This isn't to say you can't break things down and learn some stuff, like learn where to add like the black parts and where to just leave things in white. But I think you just sort of have to develop a feel for it and go with your gut feeling, basically. Right? I like how most of the finer lines are just in the face, but and even for this part of the hair, but even for the hair, it's because I think they were just using the brush pen for the most part. And then for the top parts of the hair and then the clothes, it's just the brush pen showing off those like strands from the brush tip. Very cool. It's so cool to look at. But yeah, I guess that's it because they pretty much have like a very consistent. I mean, sometimes they'll do pencil, but I think they're obviously very known for their brush pens more. Um, kind of like this. I mean, look at that. So demure, demure. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this art review of drawing Ed or Edda. Is it Edda? I will link this page in the description below, and yeah, I do recommend you check out the videos just because that's where you see the actual sort of process being done. No, they don't really show the full process where from the sketch to the hatching, just because I think it takes too long and the time lapse don't always look good. So I kind of get it. But at the very least, you will see the best part, and that's adding in these black sort of fill-ins. And I think that's a nice treat for everyone to sort of experience. So yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.